Hello and welcome to Dateline Lagos on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balugum. Coming up on the program, 5 ministries give account of their achievements in the last 1 year of Governor Sanwo-Olu's administration during his second term in office. This week is all about the 2024 ministerial briefing, and we kick off from the Ministry of Housing, where the Commissioner in charge, Mr. Maruf Akindero-Fatai, affirms the readiness of the state government to provide more homes for residents by completing all ongoing housing schemes across the state. Take a look.
Access to affordable housing is a major issue for some individuals who are struggling to make ends meet. In Lagos State, the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has implemented a range of laudable initiatives aimed at tackling the affordable housing challenge in the state. During his first term in office, a total of 18 housing projects were completed and delivered to the people. At the 2024 ministerial briefing, the State Commissioner for Housing gives account of what has been achieved in the last 1 year and other efforts in place by the government to increase the housing stock.
The present administration, under the Teams Plus agenda, has implemented a range of laudable initiatives aimed at tackling the affordable housing challenge in Lagos State. Some of these include the promotion of public-private partnerships in housing development with streamlined approval processes and tax incentives, exploration of innovative financing mechanisms for both the supply and demand sector of affordable housing. We are happy to report that over the years in Lagos State, the stock of decent homes has increased, quality of life has been enhanced, employment opportunities have been generated, and the economy has been greatly revitalized. Under the team's agenda, various uncompleted housing schemes strategically located within all the 5 administrative divisions in the state were reactivated, with a total of 18 housing projects completed and commissioned by the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Also, the administration in 2022 initiated the Lagos Home Ibeshe Phase 2 in the Ikorodu Division, in addition to the 17 other ongoing housing schemes under budgetary allocations and the joint venture arrangement. The ministry also ensures standardization of the documentation of its housing estate through processing of 466 electronic survey plans for obtaining certificate of occupancy. Currently, the ministry has 5 ongoing housing schemes, which are 1. Egongodo Mixed Housing Scheme, with a total of number of 846 units in Egondo Ikotun local government development area. This project is divided into 3 clusters, and the first cluster with 270 units of 2-bedroom flats are completed and ready to be commissioned and handed over to the subscribers. Another 78 units from the other clusters are speedily undergoing construction, with projection for completion in the first quarter of 2026. Lagos Home Shogutedo Phase 2, located in Etiosa East LCDA, consists of 528 housing units and projected to be completed by the 4th quarter of year 2024. Epe Housing Scheme Itamarun in Epe local government is also projected to produce 112 housing units by the 4th quarter of year 2024. Lagos Homes Ajara in Badagry local government has 420 homes, which is with a projected date of completion being 1st quarter of year 2025. Lastly, Lagos Home Ibeshe Phase 2, with 192 units in the Gbogbobayeku LCDA, is proposed to be completed by the 2nd quarter of year 2025.
The Commissioner also touched on the issue of allottees of Lagos homes who are yet to comply with the rules of the scheme and fraudulent acts in the real estate sector.
Through an improved revenue generation machinery, the ministry was able to collect outstanding debt from the 14 allottees in Millennium Housing Estate Bagada, Baba Omojola Housing Estate Bagada, Millennium Housing Estate Okeletu, Emeka Ayaoku Housing Estate Ikeja, and Millennium Housing Estate Ojokoro. We have been able to recoup the sum of 176,617,500 naira. Residents of some of the ministry estates do not comply with the extant rules put in place to promote peaceful coexistence of all allottees in the estate. This includes non-payment of service charges, court activities, amongst others. We must let you know that the ministry has resolved to act resolutely by revoking the allocation of allottees who do not comply with agreements signed at the point of release of homes. In accelerating the completion of this ongoing scheme, the following strategies were deployed: engagement of all contractors through the Lagos State Public Procurement Agency to ensure completion of abandoned projects, development of checklists for monitoring and supervision of projects, automation of project supervision. Worthy of note is the agency intervention in alleged 40 million naira land scam issue between Revolution Plus Property Limited and the Nigerian in diaspora. Registration of partitioners. The agency has a database of 925 registered individuals and organizations on its registration portal, lasera.lagosstate.gov.ng, out of over 2,550 petitioners that have enrolled to be registered. Consequently, the number of cases received by the agency till date is 1,702, out of which 1,458 were mediated on and 1,144 were successfully resolved. The Lagos State Judiciary, in collaboration with LASG, has promised to expedite action on court matters and issues in real estate in order to obtain timely justice for defrauded members of the public. I want to seize this opportunity to raise awareness on the need for residents not to fall victims of fake and dubious estate agents and to patronize the registered real estate individuals and organizations.
The Lagos State government says it's collaborating with the federal government on Renewed Hope Housing Initiative to provide over 2,000 home units in Ipaja and Ibejuleki.
From housing to the Ministry of Waterfront Infrastructure Development. This time, in a bid to improve the water transportation system and safety on our waterways, the Lagos State government has awarded the construction of 13 new jetties and terminals across the state. The Commissioner for Waterfront Infrastructure Development, Ekundayo Alebioshu, made this known at the ongoing 2024 ministerial press briefing to give a scorecard of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's 1 year in office.
Rapid development and protection of the Lagos State waterfront is part of the responsibility of the Ministry of Waterfront Infrastructure Development, led by Mr. Ekundayo Alebioshu, the commissioner in charge of the ministry. Creating a better environment for economic development and preservation of the ecosystem for recreation, tourism, commerce and housing is a major priority for the ministry. The commissioner has been working tirelessly since he assumed office last year to achieve the desired objective for the state.
I think I just
The Ministry of Waterfront Infrastructure Development is not left out in the 2024 ministerial briefing, and Mr. Alebioshu is here in Alausa, Ikeja, to give an account of the ministry in the last 1 year, particularly in the areas of land reclamation and the construction of 13 new jetties and terminals across the state.
To complement existing jetties and create more avenues for waterfront water transportation, construction of 13 new jetties are currently ongoing, while some are at advanced stages of completion. This is in addition to the 7 jetties and terminals commissioned and handed over to LASG for management as at last year. To enhance water transportation and complement the existing ferry routes, the ministry during the period under review embarked on the channelization of 6.8 kilometers from Ikorodu to Mende. The channel was identified by LASG in conjunction with Lag Ferry during the period under review. Completion of jetty terminals at VIP Chalet Waterfront in Badagry, which was completed 100%, and it was awarded in November of 2022. We have the completion of jetty terminal at Ilado Waterfront and Waterfront at 100% completion. We have the construction of jetty with waiting shelter and shoreline protection at Takwa Bay, which currently stands at 93% completion stage. We also have a concession agreement between Lagos State Government and Orange Island Development Company for the reclamation of 180 hectares of land from their Lagos Lagoon. This is located at the end of Freedom Way and north of Lekki Foreshore in Etiosa, LGA. The ratio is 50% to the proponent and 50% to the state of the reclaimed land, which was agreed upon, meaning 75 hectares comes to Lagos State and 75 hectares goes to Orange Island Development Company. The reclamation work was completed during the immediate past administration, while the provision of infrastructure is ongoing. We have the Gracefield Island, which is located at the end of Chevron Drive, Lekki Phase 1. We have a concession agreement, which was executed between Gravitas Investment Limited and Lagos State Government for the reclamation of 100 hectares of land for the development of an island for residential, commercial, and recreational uses. The sharing ratio for the 100 hectares is 50% to the proponent and 50% to the states. Reclamation work currently stands at 60% completion with relevant infrastructure provisions ongoing.
He also speaks on the Eko Atlantic City project, which is at 70% completion stage.
The ministry began the bathymetric survey of Lagos Lagoon, rivers and creeks during the period under review. The ministry also commenced the development of drones to capture the boundaries and adjoining details of all her waterfront schemes and PPA schemes to produce images of and for geospatial information. The schemes already captured include Eko Atlantic City, Amuwo Odofin Waterfront Scheme, and Okunaja Waterfront Scheme. During the period under review, the ministry has embarked on surveillance, monitoring, and enforcement of the Lagos State's waterfront. Illegal reclamation works, shoreline extensions, unsafe and non-conforming developments were sanctioned during the period under review, while stop work orders were issued with 6 arrests made and perpetrators handed over for prosecution according to the extant laws.
The State Chairman House Committee on Waterfront Infrastructure Development, Bolan Yishao, who was also in attendance, emphasizes that Governor Sanwo-Olu has the authority over any land and cannot be questioned by anyone with regards to what he does with land in the state.
Waterfront infrastructure development is a very critical ministry in Lagos State and finding its feet as we see it. I say that with all sense of responsibility. As you know, Lagos State, 25% of Lagos State is water. So it's a very critical ministry, and I'm happy that you have someone like you saddled with the responsibility of driving that ministry. Finally, I would like to touch on an issue. Somebody mentioned, and there was a question with respect to the Supreme Court judgment. The Commissioner has answered that. It's clear. Also, I would like to mention the fact that the Governor of Lagos State is saddled with the responsibility of management of land in Lagos State, as stated in the Land Use Act. There is no ambiguity of it. The Land Use Act is a constitutional act. So if you look at the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you will find the Land Use Act in it. And provision in that constitution, in this constitution, our constitution, states that to amend the Land Use Act, just like the Police Act and a couple of other acts, you need to go through the whole gamut of amending the Constitution via Section 9 of the Constitution. So no act or law can take those powers from governors of state. So wherever you see any agency of any government challenging the governor of a state or a state with respect to land, I'm speaking about land, then they must check themselves and retrace their step to that extent, because governors are in charge of land and they operate through state ministries.
The Ministry of Waterfront Infrastructure Development says the status of Lagos has improved tremendously in the year under review and will continue to push further to become Africa's model city that is safe and secure.
And finally on the program, the Lagos State Commissioner for Agriculture, Abisola Olusanya, says the agricultural sector contributes about 7 trillion naira to the gross domestic product of the state. She made this comment at the 2024 ministerial press briefing at LASG in Ikeja. The Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development also says a 40% rebate has been approved by the state government for property owners to pay for their building planning permits to avoid demolition.
Mushin Food Hub, a subsidized market established by the Lagos State government, is one initiative put in place to reduce the economic hardship on citizens. The latest of such is Eco Cares, a social intervention program launched by Governor Sanwo-Olu to support vulnerable residents in the state. The State Ministry of Agriculture, in charge of all the food support initiative, is here at LASG Ikeja to take part in the ongoing 2024 ministerial briefing. The Commissioner rules out the success story in the area of appeals project, Ekpe Food Logistics Hub, and the contribution of agriculture sector to the state GDP.
Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu has taken it upon himself as a pioneer in a lot of things to also ensure that Lagos becomes an organized food destination, which is why we broke ground back in 2022 for the logistics hub at Ekpe. In the last 1 year, there has been massive progress around that, and the plan is that by December of this year, we should be commissioning the first phase of this food hub. Part of what we are doing now also, using Mushin Food Hub as an example, you have some of the appeals farmers bringing in their produce there. So creating market access is also part of what we are doing to continuously empower farmers to ensure that they can come direct to market, sell at good prices, reasonable prices, make their profit by themselves, and continue to plow back into their businesses. So market accessibility is a way of continuous growth for them, and also government supporting them. Remember, at the Mushin Food Hub, we have not collected 1 kobo from any single person that has been selling in this space in the last 4 months. All of the discounts that was given by the Lagos State government from the 10% from the onset of the operationalization of the market till date, and as such, everything that has been enjoyed by everyone coming in there has been at no cost to them. I make mention of that again to tell you that that is also another way of empowerment. So we will not relent, we'll continue to support, which is why also for the appeals, part of what we are dovetailing into is what we call the Produce for Lagos initiative. It is part of what between the Lagos State government and Niger State government, there was an MOU that was signed a few months back. Part of this is also, if appeals is called agro-productivity enhancement livelihood support program, and the initiative has been around supporting producers and to some degree those who add value and to marketers. It now behoves on those that have been supported to now start to showcase to us all of the support, all of the grants they have received. How much of it are they able to cycle back? How much of this can they now turn into production for us to see the effect in our markets, which is why the Produce for Lagos initiative has kicked off in a way for us to continuously monitor, ensure that even when it comes to filling the needs of the logistics hub, we have farmers that have participated in the appeals project under the Lagos Cares project as well, start to also feed what the hubs would need to be able to sustain food prices and to also sustain availability in our markets. Truth be told, so we say that for Nigeria, agri contributes almost about 25% to GDP. For Lagos, because you would not consider agri just as a production sector, agri encompasses everything up to food trade. Annually, food transactions in Lagos annually is up to 7 trillion naira. So let our kids know, let the youth know that this sector is one that there is potential, there's opportunity.
Next in line is the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. The commissioner says 90 days amnesty window has been given to the state government for property owners to acquire all building approvals, in addition to a 40% rebate on planning permit payment to prevent demolition.
Upon realization of the low level of approved building in the states, and in furtherance to the palliative measures of the state government by the state governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, who has graciously granted a 90-day amnesty period to property owners and developers of existing completed structures. The initiative will allow owners and developers of existing buildings to obtain planning permits without payment of statutory penal fees within the amnesty window from 2nd of May to 30th of July 2024, with a 5% discount applicable to payments completed within the 10 working days of issuance of such bill. The amnesty window is a relief measure to cushion the effects of the current economic hardship experienced in the built environment. Applicants are expected to submit all relevant documents for assessment through various LASG office and the head office. Issuance of planning permits. The office, through the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, within the period recorded, granted a total of 5,961 planning permits, out of which 8,042 applications representing about 74.1% were granted.
The state government has also digitalized its physical planning permit process that can now be obtained within 10 minutes.
From the comfort of your home, from anywhere in the world, you can obtain planning information from us. You do not need to visit our office in Alausa or write us a letter. You can apply online and you get your planning information online, with which you can now do your drawings, which you can submit in the Office of Physical Planning, particularly the LASG office, for your planning permission. Also, under LASG, we are automating all building approvals. It means that before you go and rent a house, before you go and buy a property, you can go to LASG portal and check whether that property has a building approval. You do not need to visit our office before you actually find out. So we've set up a customer service center. And I think on my left, you have the portal with which you can actually access some of these information.
In the energy sector, the State Commissioner for Energy and Mineral, Mr. Abiodun Oguleye, says government has concluded plans to set up 5 additional power hubs across the metropolis to give residents other alternative sources of clean energy. He also speaks on the stringent measures to regulate the operation of liquefied natural gas vendors in the state.
If you know anyone that government needs to come and shut down, government needs to come and pull down, if they are constituting nuisance to the environment, please feel free, let us know. We'll take appropriate action. The quantity of how much we have gotten from derivation, am I correct? Okay, yes, you are correct. We got 131 million between 2018 and 2019. Between 2020 and 2021, we got 3.78 billion. But the company has been having issues. And for as long as they have not produced, there will be no money for Lagos. With plans underway to develop 1 gig of grid-scale solar energy capacity for the Clean Lagos electricity market. We are committed to harnessing the abundant solar resources available to us while eliminating foreign exchange-driven feedstock as the bedrock of other sources. This ambitious endeavor will not only reduce our carbon footprint, but also create new jobs, stimulate economic growth, and enhance energy security for generations to come.
So far, 12 ministries have given account of their scorecard in the last 1 year, with an assurance to do more for the people of Lagos State.
And that's the program for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Remember, be the best you can be at all times, obey all state laws, and most importantly, please stay safe. Till next time, is bye for now.